before I even stepped off the porch, the air already smelled different. Salt, wind, wood smoke. I checked the mailbox. 3 letters were waiting. One from Coral Garden Initiative, a welcome gift, a chest, and a scarecrow, shaped like a little whale. Strange, but charming. I named him Waverly. He seemed like a Waverly. No one else around, just the sound of gulls and the island, watching. I started where the weeds were thickest, northeast corner, just beside the house, a mix of stone, trash, and roots, messy, alive. I hoed the earth open and planted what I had, 9 daisies, 9 turnips. Found a coffer buried in the soil, my first mystery. Then I watered every seed, placed Waverly nearby watching over them, and I set the chest down in the newly cleared patch of ground. I renamed it Crafting. That felt right. Just as I was settling into the rhythm of the morning, the mailbox called me back. 2 more letters had arrived. The first was a gift of clothes, simple, practical, something to wear once the dirt really set in. And some weird costumes. Maybe I'll figure out what they are later. The second, pet costumes. I don't have a pet yet, but it's the kind of thing that makes you imagine a future, a quiet kind. I stored them in the crafting chest, where Waverly, my whale-shaped scarecrow, keeps watch nearby. Then came one last letter, a house renovation offer. No ceremony, just a soft reminder. Bring wood and stone, and come when you're ready. So I got to work, clearing a little more space, picking through the mess. The northeast corner had already offered up a coffer. Maybe it had more to give. The debris was stubborn, but eventually I had enough. With a supply in hands, I made my way towards the carpenters. The path to the carpenters winds through the heart of the island. It's not far, but I didn't rush. Just past the winding trail, the ranch came into view, a soft sprawl of pastures and fences. The scent of hay thickened the breeze. That's where I met Kenny. He was leaning on the fence like he'd been waiting there all day, just watching the wind move the grass. "You're P. Angel 4, he said, smiling. "I heard you were looking for some fresh air away from the city." "Well, I think you came to the right place." He didn't push, didn't ask anything more, just gave me space to arrive. I kept going, gathering wild wasabi and a few stray seeds along the path. Near the carpenter's shop, I found a trash can and peeked inside, not expecting much. Instead, a glint. A black phantom ghost fish, half shadow, half luck. A strange gift from the island. Inside, the scent of cedar and fresh sawdust greeted me. Joko waved first, warm and eager. His wife Dinda stood beside him, hands still dusted with work, and then Surya. He wasn't what I expected. Younger, thoughtful. He glanced up from a notepad and said softly, "Oh, you're P. Angel 4. I've heard about you from my Uncle Joko." Tall, must have. He shook his head, chuckling no. "Well, I only just moved here last winter for work. The ocean research calls me." There was something different in his eyes, like he was always listening to something deeper. Tides, maybe. Then Dinda clapped her hands. "Joko, slight change of plans. P. Angel 4 is here with the materials. Let's head to the farm." And just like that, we returned, tools in hand. They worked with rhythm and ease. Boards replaced, foundations set, rug and wardrobe placed. Even the old TV found its place, humming faintly in the corner. "Looks brand new," I told them. Joko laughed. "It better. We tore out all the mold." Dinda nodded. "Now it's ready for furniture. For you." They told me about their store in town, how it used to bustle before the oil spill, how they still kept it running with help from cousins. Family holds this island together. Just before leaving, they pointed at the TV. "It's a bit finicky. Smack it at a 60-degree angle like this." It flickered to life. "It gets a few channels, enough to keep you company." They were gone, and I was no longer just visiting. The cabin was mine now. Small, strong, a place to begin. I tucked everything into the wardrobe, careful, quiet. There's something sacred about empty spaces filling up slowly. Before heading out, I spotted a tulip blooming near the fence. I picked it gently, then circled back home. Inventory was already cluttered from this morning. One more quick pause to sort things into the chest, and then finally, the path opened up. I followed the curve of the river downstream, sunlight flickering through the trees, and that's where I met her, Betty. She stood tall beside the path, with a calm voice and kind eyes. "Oh, it's lovely to see a new face again," she said. "You're the first visitor we've had in a while. After the oil spill last year, the tourists just stopped coming. I didn't say much, I just listened. Raj was reading a book nearby, warm and relaxed, with an air like morning coffee. New in town, he asked. I picked a violet on the way and stepped under the town's awnings. Eva and Alice were standing near the pet shop. Eva lit up. "Oh, nice to meet you. I'm Everest. Eva, for sure. It's great having someone new in town again." Alice, though, she stared for a moment. P-Angel 4? She remembered me from when I visited the island as a child. I almost didn't recognize her either. Time softens faces, sharpens memories. The streets were quiet, almost too quiet. But now I wasn't just walking through town, I was being folded into it. The bell chimed as I stepped into the general store. It smelled like wood polish and old paper, the kind of place where everything has its spot, even if the dust doesn't. Mayor Connor was already there, waiting. "P-Angel 4, he said. "I wanted to introduce you to Sam." He motioned to the shopkeeper behind the counter, a kind smile already forming beneath thick glasses. "Most of your farming needs can be found here," Sam told me. "Just keep in mind, Caesar's seasonal." It wasn't just a welcome. It felt like a passing of the torch, like they wanted this to be my place too. After Connor left, I wandered past the aisles and met Ben, leaning against the shelves like he'd been waiting all day. "Oh, hey," he said slowly. "Feeling really good vibes from you, mate." It was the kind of greeting that came with incense smoke and open skies. I liked him instantly. Before I left, I made one more stop at the counter behind the glass, the bag upgrade. Click, click, from tiny pockets to full 40 slots. Freedom wrapped in canvas. Outside, the day was still stretched forward. I checked the town board, an errand for 5 gator guards for Sunny. I didn't think I would be able to do it, because fishing wouldn't come until later, but I took the job anyway, just in case. The streets of Starlit Town wind like a memory, familiar even if I've never walked them before. Outside the salon, I met a cat named Butter, a graceful loaf sunning itself like it owned the block. By the cookware shop, another feline Peanut peeked from under a bench, curious, cautious. At the town overlook, Noah was on a bench, gazing towards the dog. "Oh hey," he said, startled. "You're not what I expected." I wasn't either. Across the way, flowers bloomed under windows. The island didn't just want to be lived on, it wanted to be remembered. The road turned north, following the curve of the river. Past the shops, near the lake, I met Lily, quiet, thoughtful. "Oh, yes," she said. "Are you new?" Just a few steps later, I found Emily foraging near the lake. She smiled, calm, grounded. "So someone was moving in," she said. "I didn't believe it until I saw you myself." At a bench nearby, Alea greeted me with an effortless warmth, confident, stylish. It felt like she belonged to the island as much as the hills and the trees. At the lake overlook, I ran into Anne, bright-eyed and bustling. "Patience," she said. "The crops haven't been the same since last year." Her husband, Paul, followed close behind. Turns out he and Anne were behind a nature documentary I loved, Friends with Wildlife. He beamed when I mentioned it. "Cool, very cool," he said. "The kind of pride that builds a life and shares it." Just below their home, tucked under tall grass, I spotted a cherry and some morel mushrooms. There's a kind of magic in these paths, stories tucked behind every tree in it, under every leaf. Back toward the town bridge by the river, I met Dippa. Making a short walk, she looked up surprised. A corporate employee turned farmer? What a twist. The way she said it, it felt like the island had been expecting me all along. By the riverside taco truck, I met Emma. Bright, enthusiastic. The rumors were true, she said. There was something about her, grounded, practical, like she weathered a few storms and come out stronger. Just beyond the truck, near the blacksmith shop, I found Raphael, soft-spoken. I'm one of the blacksmiths here, he told me, barely meeting my eyes, the kind of quiet that felt more like depth than distance. I wandered past the cemetery, then uphill through rows of vines. At the vineyard, I met Walter and Bree. Walter was all charm and curiosity. Well, 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 the new owner of the farm, he said. Bree, elegant and poised, gave me a once-over. No need to worry, we're not competitors, she said. Their business was mostly overseas, but something told me they knew every inch of this island better than most. Nearby, a dog named Taco waved his tail like he'd known me forever. Warm, friendly patience. Up the stairs near the observatory, I reached a wind-swept lookout over the onsen. That was all dried up. There I met Takaba, an old man whose gaze drifted beyond the sea. Is that you, Taro? He asked. Then he slowly shook his head. No, haven't seen you before. There was something reverent about the way he looked at the horizon, like it still held someone he was waiting for. The air was thick with memory, the kind that doesn't fade, just linger until it finds a name. From the observatory, I took the winding trail into the forest. It was quiet in the way only old places can be, the kind of quiet that listens back. Not so far from the trees, I spotted Suki standing near a grove, sunlight on her shoulders. She greeted me with a warm smile. Oh hey, it's nice to see you again. It'll be so good to have more farmers around. She spoke like someone who believed in fresh starts, someone who knew how much food and hope could grow from the same ground. Somewhere near a crumbling monkey-shaped shrine, I found Zara, scanning the ground with a metal detector. A new farmer, she asked, barely glancing up. You moved here after the oil spill, huh? Then she smiled, sharp and knowing. I'm Zara, good luck out there. She didn't linger, people like her never do. But I had the feeling she'd be there when it mattered. I crossed a wooden bridge deeper into the woods and caught a glimpse of the mines, silent and sealed for now. Not far from there, a cabin stood tucked into the trees, worn and forgotten. Its windows were dark, but it didn't feel empty. By now, the light was starting to change, gold and blue pooling along the ground. I made my way back through the thicket and began clearing a southern path through the farm. Roots tangled like old stories, but eventually the way opened up, and I stepped onto the beach for the first time. The beach felt like a different part of the island entirely. Open, windswept, humming with salt and sky. My boots left a shallow print in the sand as I wandered the shoreline. Near a fire pit on the right side of the beach, I met an older man. He grunted when I approached. You're looking for farming advice? Never worked the land myself. I'm more at home at sea, except for my plants here, my lovelies. Wataru. Rough around the edges, sure, but kind. The kind of person the sea teaches to care with calloused hands. I kept walking, collecting a few shells along the way, small gifts from the tide. On the far end of the beach, just as the sun dipped lower, I ran into a woman with tattoos like flowing ink across her arms. Yuri. P-Angel 4, she asked with a curious look, as in, P-Angel 4? P-Angel 4? It's nice to finally meet you. She's smiling at her. Cool, farmer. Cool, I'm one of the doctors here. There was something calming about her, even the way she stood with the waves behind her. Felt grounded. I left the beach as the first stars began to show. Hands sandy, pockets full, and my mind spinning in the best way. By the time I made it back to the farm, the sky was dipped in rose golden navy, the kind of light that makes everything feel like a memory before it ends. I dropped off my foraged treasure, shells, flowers, mushrooms, and that strange black fish I pulled from a trash can earlier. No regrets. The island offers, and I accept. I placed each item into storage with a small sense of ceremony. The violet, the tulip, a daffodil, a moral, one of each for now. Not everything, though. Some I kept. You never know when the island might ask for something back. The whale-shaped Scarecrow, who I've decided to name Waverly, kept watch from the northeast corner. The crafting chest out by the house, labeled just the way I like it. I checked my earnings box one last time, deciding what might be worth parting with. A little here, a little there, just enough to feel the day had weight. As I stood at the edge of the farm, I looked out across Seafern. One day down, many more to come. But the first always lingers. Seafern Journal Entry 1. The page waits like the sea before a storm. The island whispers through wind-swept reeds and half-remembered paths, a ghost fish and a trash can, a shrine I haven't seen but feel watching, the way sunflowers bloom like they're remembering a promise. I haven't written it down yet, but the island already has.